Has someone ever looked at a choice you made, a real, personal, deeply considered choice, and responded with, but why? Not curious, not supportive, just confused, maybe even a little offended. Like the fact that you chose differently somehow said something about them. And here's what usually happens next. You start explaining yourself, justifying, backpedaling just enough to make them comfortable. You give them this whole presentation on how you arrived at your decision, hoping that if they understand it, they'll approve it. But here's what I want you to sit with today. You never needed their approval in the first place. There's a particular kind of exhaustion that comes from living a life you have to constantly defend. When you take a job nobody expected, when you leave a relationship people thought looked fine from the outside, when you move cities, change directions, start over, walk away, and then spend months explaining why to people who weren't even asking because they cared. They were asking because your choice made them uncomfortable. And here's the truth about that discomfort. It's theirs to deal with, not yours to fix. You are not a press release. You don't owe anyone a statement every time you make a move. The people who genuinely love you, they trust you. They may not fully understand every decision you make, but they extend you the grace of believing you know your own life. The people who need a full explanation before they'll offer you support, that tells you something about the kind of support they're actually offering. Let's be real about what's actually happening when someone questions your choices. Sometimes it's projection. They see you doing something they wish they had the courage to do. And instead of sitting with that feeling, they dress it up as concern and point it at you. Sometimes it's fear. You changing, you growing, you choosing differently. It disrupts the dynamic. It challenges the story they've told themselves about who you are and who they are relative to you. And sometimes it's just plain judgment. People have opinions. They always will. And those opinions say far more about their own lens on the world than they do about the validity of your path. Here's what you have to understand. Their confusion is not a signal that you're wrong. It's just a signal that they see the world differently. That's allowed, and so are you. You don't have to win the argument. You don't have to change their mind. You don't have to prove anything. Let them think what they think. Your life doesn't need a co-signer. This is the part I really want you to feel. At the end of the day, and I mean that literally, when the noise dies down, when the opinions go quiet, when everyone else goes home to their own lives, you are the one who has to wake up inside yours. You're the one who has to live with the weight of a choice you made to please someone else. You're the one who lies awake wondering what would have happened if you just listened to yourself. You're the one carrying the quiet regret of a life that looks right from the outside but feels wrong from the inside. Nobody else carries that. Just you. So why? Why are you building your life around what makes sense to them? Build the thing that makes sense to you. Take the path that scares you a little because it's actually yours. Make the choice that doesn't photograph well but feels like breathing. Stop designing your life for an audience that isn't living it. You are the only person who will be there for every single moment of your life. Act like it. Here's your permission. Not that you need it, but sometimes it helps to hear it said out loud. You are allowed to make choices people don't understand. You're allowed to grow in direction that don't make sense to everyone watching. You are allowed to change your mind, change your path, change your whole life without holding a town hall about it first. Not everyone is going to get it. That's fine. Not everyone is supposed to. The goal was never to be understood by everyone. The goal is to be true to yourself so completely, so consistently that you stop needing to be. Build a life that makes sense to you. Live it without apology and trust that the people meant to be in it will recognize you. Not because you explained yourself, but because they already know. That's it for today's episode. If this landed for you, send it to somebody who's been second guessing a decision they already know is right. And as always, keep becoming limitless. Thank you.